sound like a Hellcat.
Sounds pretty good.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 2 of the 7 new car reveals in 7 days special. As you guys saw last video, we revealed the first car out of the gate, and that was our new 2017 Aston Martin V12 Vantage S. That car is an absolute beast. We start off with a bang, and while this new car reveal isn't quite a 6-figure V12 exotic, it is still very cool in its own regard. So let's get to it. We got to pull it out. It is in front of the Aston Martin here. These car covers have been a lifesaver, keeping all the Arizona dust off the paint. We need to get this car out of the way so that we can introduce our new to the channel 1986 944 Turbo. Now I know what you're saying. Don't you guys already have a 1986 944 Turbo? Isn't it red? Isn't that the car? No, that is not the car. You would know that if you're an astute viewer because this has a 968 hatch, which is actually super cool. So it's totally open right there for air to go through it. I think it looks really cool. Probably worth a couple $1,000, and it has no bumper pads on the rear bumper. But those are the only 2 exterior differences between the 2 cars. The biggest difference, however, comes under the hood, where instead of a turbo 4-cylinder engine, we have a 5.7 liter 350 cubic inch Chevy V8. Oh boy, we've done it again. You would have no idea this thing is packing a V8 until it starts, which we're about to do in just a second. This thing sounds wicked. It's ridiculously fast. I drove it one time, but we'll get all that on video for this vlog. Show you more of our first impressions. We really haven't been around the car too much. We just bought it. We picked it up at the Barrett-Jackson auction. Christian was literally just previewing cars, walking around, and he came across it and he's like, oh, 944. And then you saw what was under the hood.
That was pretty wild. Fond memories, and it's just a really, really clean car that definitely deserved to be at Barrett-Jackson, but no reserve. Going on the last day, like the 2nd or 3rd lot out the gate, everybody was asleep at the switch. We got it for an awesome deal.
The V8 is pretty cool, but I think it's about time we V12 swap a Porsche, right? That'd be cool. We already got 3 of these V8 Porsches. This is nothing special anymore. We need a V12. Hit it. This thing is gorgeous with the red interior and the metallic gray and all the carbon fiber goodies and 5,000 miles. These are like polar opposites, but actually not really. Both have big front engine, rear wheel drive setups, and they both have a lot of motor shoved under the hood. What do you guys think? Keep or flip this Aston Martin? Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, enough of the Aston Martin. That's not why you guys clicked on this video. It's to see this bad boy. Here's the exhaust system before we start it up. Can you guys read that? Flowmax, Dynomax, I can't quite see it. According to the records, this is a swapped in LSD transmission, which is great to back up all the power. But what's awesome with these swaps, if you didn't know already, you don't have to change much, at least for the 944 Turbo chassis, because it has a beefed up transmission, beefed up brakes, beefed up suspension. If you're gonna go swap an NA, yes, you have to change a lot. But a 944 Turbo, especially one with an LSD, that's a sweet setup to just drop in an LS1. You don't have to change anything. You retain all the components, and then you get like a Renegade Hybrids, bell housing adapter to be able to drop in the big V8, and then you're lighter than the original Turbo 4-cylinder. Yes, I repeat, you lose weight when you swap in an LS V8 over the original Turbo 4-cylinder. Isn't that crazy? I'm not sure about the LT1 that's in here. Obviously the LT1 weighs a little bit more than the LS one, but it can't be too much of a weight difference. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's start this up. Let's set up the camera here so you guys get a nice cold start. Look at those thick tires back here. Fire in the hole. Kind of subtle at idle. It's not quite as loud as the LS3 911, so. Oh yeah. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. The paint's actually in pretty good condition. I think it was repainted at one point, which a lot of these cars were, but this one shines pretty nicely. Could probably use some polish to be, you know, perfect. And it's got the phone dial wheels. I just noticed up front we have 245 width tires, but back here we also have 245s. That is not stock, right?
An easy 944 mod to do. You take an extra pair of rear wheels, throw them on the front, you get wider fronts, they fit easily, and then sometimes I like to throw early 944 spacers on the rear to fill out the fender well a little bit, and beautiful, cheap, $100 mod.
So basically we have a square setup of 8-inch wheels all the way around, so that's kind of cool. I didn't know that when we bought it. Let's take a look at the interior while you pop the hood. just typical black interior. It's actually in pretty good shape. Little rip in the seat here, but that's common. Otherwise, the dash, not too bad. You're always gonna have a few cracks. If you find a 944 with not a single crack, then you just hit a gold mine. Look at this, all the gauges work except for the tach. It's got a mind of its own and it doesn't really read correctly, but speedometer works, temperature works. We got an upgraded radiator up there, oil pressure, battery. I mean, it's good to go. Everything just works well. Fan, all the lights. A lot of this stuff breaks on 944s, but this one's in pretty well kept shape. Look at this, he either did like a radio delete or he just blocked off the speakers. I don't know which. Hatch is in good shape here. Hatch carpet and the rear seats are in good shape.
We've never had one with this 968 wing. When you're sitting in there, you can actually see below the wing. It's a proper wing rather than a little ducktaily flipper thing of whale tail on the back of the stock one.
Yeah, I like this one way better. This looks so good, being able to see through it. Man, that's really cool. Knowing us and our Porsche hacking, we'd probably try to sell that hatch and put $2 grand in our pocket and replace it with a $100 hatch, but whatever. All right, so here we go. A slightly modified LT1. I think it has like heads, cam, the basic bolt-on stuff, right?
Correct. Exhaust sounds great too. A custom set of headers. We looked at the receipts. Gosh, thousands of dollars paid just for the headers and then thousands for the rest of the exhaust. It's got a extra resonator in the middle and a big muffler, so it's really tame. Could be a sleeper. It's not that tame. Give a few revs, holy crap.
Yeah, in those records, we have about $22,000 worth of receipts for the swap and the upgrades. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah, that thing sounds mean, but it's like the perfect level of mean. Not too loud, not too quiet. I really like this setup. But yeah, isn't that crazy? 22 grand worth of receipts and we paid nowhere close to 22 grand. We'll just say that. Heck, any 944 turbo in decent condition, V8 or not, is worth a good chunk of change these days. Nobody used to like these cars, but now everybody wants them for good reason, because of our YouTube videos hyping them up over the past 5 years.
This is our first video with it, and have you told them that there's already people hitting us up to buy it? We think it might be going to the East Coast.
Yeah, we might sell it. We got an offer we couldn't refuse, and this really sucks because I was just falling in love with the car, and now a nice, you know, offer is waved in front of us, and I'm like, I want to take it. So
definitely, we need the space in the hangar.
We do need the space. We do have too many cars, especially 944s and Boxsters. We got way too many, but regardless whether we keep it or sell it, comment down below your thoughts. And without further ado, let's get to driving this thing, because I'm sure you're wondering. Oh, by the way, before you close that, we once again, like Ellis, don't have power brakes. These swaps rarely have power brakes, right? But we do have power steering.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right. Deja vu, we just revealed a V8 Porsche on the channel, and now we already got another one. Holy cow.
Yeah. Deja vu back to our early 944s. All right, man, this thing is awesome. For 120,000 miles, feels like it has less. Seats are super supple. Everything works in here.
Yeah, it's in pretty good shape. It's good to be back in a 944. We haven't shown a 944 on the channel in a while, and that's part of the reason our channel was so popular early on. People love the 944 videos, so it's good to bring you guys another one.
Crazy to think how a Porsche 944 was our very first car. This is what we learned to work on cars with, and we needed to make them work because this is what we took to school every single day. Crazy. I remember a couple times having to fix some stuff in the parking lot.
Yeah, throwback to JR Garage 20... Gosh, that was a long time ago. Literally, school year starting in 2013. Christian just learned to drive. We're rolling up to school in a red 944 turbo. You know, we probably thought we were the hottest thing out there. Nobody really cared. But it's also funny that anyone who didn't know cars just saw a bright red Porsche and thought it was a ton of money. They had no idea we only paid $4,300 for our first 944 turbo. We sold the rear wheels off of it for $2,300. We were in that car like $2,000, but people obviously thought it was 10 to 20 times what we actually paid for it. So it was fun. We ended up flipping that car for a nice profit. So good memories. But yeah, it's like taking us back 10 years ago to that first 944 turbo.
If you're thinking about a Porsche as a first car, go for it.
Except 944 turbos are like 30 grand for a nice one.
Gosh, okay, an NA.
Okay,
NA,
yeah.
Early car, easy to work on, cheaper parts than the later cars. Scoop one up for 4 grand.
Yeah, even though 944s have gone up a lot in price, we're still really big fans. Especially at this point, you're probably best bet an early NA that you could fix up, do a little DIY, and you know, make it a nice car. Be sure to scan Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Deals do pop up. Or heck, scan Barrett Jackson. I don't know, somehow we got a good deal on this despite it being at a public auction.
Our brown 1983 early first year, the year to buy 944, we're selling for 4,500 bucks.
But yeah, it seems to ride pretty smooth. I mean, when I say I drove it once, I drove it for like 3 miles, so I don't really have much experience with it. And you have driven it?
Never driven it.
Never driven it. All right, great. This is a first for us. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. All right, perfect. Thank you.
For first gear, little 245 tires. On Ellis we had 275s, 285s, 10-inch Turbo 2 replicas on it. Well, that phone call that Jeffrey had to take, it was with the shipper. The shipper just showed up. Send this car off to the East Coast to a great home. He's had some other 944s and he realizes that if he wants a V8 swap, buying one already done is the way to save some money.
Man, sounds good. Not bad, huh? Feels just like the LS1.
Smooth power. It
really feels like the same power as Ellis, even though it's supposed to be a less powerful LT1 and a little bit heavier.
All right, easy peasy.
It almost sounds boosted because it has a little power steering line.
I like that
so
supercharger
funny.
whine.
This thing just rips. See how the downshift sounds.
Good driving. Awesome.
Tell me that doesn't sound like a Hellcat.
Sounds pretty good.
Maybe it is supercharged. Did you miss a blower? Look at that, not overheating. Of course, with the engine right up front, got plenty of airflow, and then with that upgraded radiator and electric cooling fans like we did on Ellis, it seems to keep the temps pretty in check, which is very cool.
Oil pressure gauge works. Awesome swap. It was done kind of out of shop, so they kind of had to do things right and make things work, and I don't think that they really cut corners.
You still get that perfect handling. Gosh, she's got so much torque.
Whenever you need it, no need to boost up, and then have it surprise you when the boost does hit.
That's crazy.
All right, returning to the hangar, we're looking for an enclosed transporter. I don't see him. Sweet. Good final rev.
Man.
Time to send it off.
It was a fun 10 miles. I can't believe it. Just like that, she's off to the new owner. The buyer came through with the money super quick and he said, let me take the car. So that's it. Can't believe it. I didn't expect the video to end this way. I thought we would have had more time with the car, but oh well, it was a fun 10 miles while it lasted. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for video 3 of the new car reveal special. Hope you guys are enjoying them so far. Drop a comment what you think of the V8 944. Should we have kept it? Are we stupid for selling it right after we bought it? But honestly, now that we have the LS3 911, we don't really need 2 V8 Porsches in the garage. So that's kind of why we're okay with selling it. We'll keep the 911. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. You guys rock. Subscribe if you're new. See you in the next one.
Say that it feels right.